Jamil and Schuyler from Outpost. So we'll do a little Q&A and see how that goes with those three guys. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. I mean, I don't watch TV, but much of it, but I find that I am just glued to my computer monitor watching their stuff. And it's funny to ask these guys. They're going to take it away, and now, where are we going to see this? Are you going to put it online anywhere? Maybe make a nice little video or something?
All right, you guys are going to see this right now. So, no, I think we are filming this. We're going to archive this probably on the Mountain Outpost YouTube channel. If you don't know what that is, first off, I'm Jam, and this is Schuyler down here. We are part of Mountain Outpost. Also, Michael over here filming. He's kind of the third person in our little crew. Mocko wants to be in our crew, but he had to create his own show because we're not quite sure about him yet. But anyways, how many of you have seen Mountain Outpost? Or so maybe half the people. And so Mountain Outpost started about a year ago, and we did something called the Mystery Drop Bag Challenge. And so probably a lot of you have probably seen this because it has a lot of views and such, whatever that means. But we decided it would be a good idea to take 8, because 4 and 4. Drop bags from the Black Canyon 100K, which is a race that we direct, and that happened in February, and we did this challenge in May. So they marinated for quite a while, and so we didn't know what was in these, and we said there's 3 rules. So we have to eat or drink whatever nutritional product is in that bag, whatever piece of clothing, we have to wear it, and if there's like a body type product, we have to apply it. And it was a 90-degree day, and we went out there in the mountains of Phoenix, and we opened these things up, and I think my first bag was V8 Coke, hot tamales, and it just went downhill from there. There were a lot of white, bags with white powder in them, and it turned out to be my arch nemesis, which is Tailwind nutrition. For those of you that like it or are trailblazers of Tailwind, I'm glad that it works for you, but it does not work for me. Lots of things coming back out. So, anyways, we've done a lot of kind of basically dumber stuff since then. Things like putting a Carolina Reaper chili inside of a goo and eating it and doing a challenge. We just did a unicorn frappuccino. So we basically take a sport that most people think is kind of stupid. We all kind of have to laugh at ourselves, and we kind of take it to the next level. But I want to talk to this guy, Chris Mocko. He started something recently called the Mocko Show, and it's pretty entertaining stuff. But I want to ask you a question about Western States, because I know that is something that means a lot to you, and I know you recently said, if you could run it 20 years in a row, you would. Does that still hold true, and what does that mean to you?
That probably held true until finishing yesterday's run. I was like, nope, I forgot how bad the canyons are. This is awful. And then watching Wally run, that was an awesome video. I hope the film producers are here. That was incredible. Hopefully there's another one this year, but a lot of goosebumps watching that, and just amazing that he was at Michigan Bluff and Jeff Browning was crossing the finish line at the same time. It's like, that is a long day. That's just absolutely amazing. So very excited to watch Wally. I will absolutely be in the 100-degree weather to see him at hour 30 in case it's close again. But Western States is my first 100-miler, only 100-miler. I have never been in that much pain before, and I don't know why. I mean, during the race it was like, never again. During the race it was, I'm not making it to the finish line, but something about that level of pain, I haven't gotten there since. No breakups, I don't deal with women enough to worry about emotional breakups. So Western States is like me getting dumped multiple times during the race. And why a masochistic want to go back and do that again, I don't know, but it's an amazing race. The community surrounding it is just incredible, and so I'm just so thrilled to be back there. How many folks out here, have been doing the training camp this weekend? Okay, pretty good. And then how many are actually racing this year? That's a decent share. That makes me not cool enough to reserve the finish. Got you. What I wanted to say about that, I had something motivational and important to say.
Well, how about the first timers, first time Western States?
Yeah.
You have some, do you have some for that?
I think there's about 12 aid stations, maybe 15, and there's probably going to be a moment between each of those aid stations, particularly before you get your pacers and see your crew, where you're going to have doubts about getting to the finish. And you know, as soon as I finished the run yesterday, I was like, how the heck are we going to do this tomorrow? Right now, I actually wanted to be on stage with my legs up so we could be draining, but right now I'm like, how are we going to run another 20 miles tomorrow? That's a lot of
Well, I think I told you 22 miles and you about passed out.
Yeah. So, as bad as it gets out there, all you have to think is that you got to keep going. And every step forward you take, like I was going to do, I can't do that many steps here, but every step forward you take is one less that you have to do. And I promise you, as hard as it is to believe, things will improve. Kind of like in a relationship. You break up with somebody, think like Romeo and Juliet. Romeo is super upset, then it's Juliet. That's what you're gonna have, Juliet moments.
Everyone dies at the end. Great analogy. That's right.
Actually, I think that came up because watching Wally, I knew the outcome, but even when he was getting to like mile 93, I was like, he's gonna do it! He can do it this time!
Yeah, I didn't know the outcome of that one. That was really, really inspirational. I want to ask a question to Schuyler. Was this your first time on the States course today?
This section of it, yes. I paced one of my old high school teammates for Rio del Lago for a section coming out of Auburn Lookout. But yeah, this is...
So what did you think of just the whole atmosphere and everything?
Good luck. Yeah, that was brutal. I do not climb, I do not descend. I really don't run. That's really where we're at right now. So for me, hot death. Just, if you saw me, I was like, oh, I'm just bounding, getting my Walmsley on, and then it hit the fan, and I hit the sand down by the river, and I was like, you know what? If I wanted to go to a beach, I'd have just stayed in San Francisco. So, rough time for me, but you guys are great. It's a great community. Love seeing you guys. But I'm gonna go watch on like some webcasts, because this is not gonna hold me.
Now, what went through your mind when Jim went past? I think you tried to go with him. How did that play out?
So, listen, what had happened was, I've been doing a lot of track workouts recently. I coach a high school track team, so like I'm feeling froggy because I'm beating up on like 14-year-olds, and I tried to go downhill with them. Just first off, I'm like skidding off the side of the trail because I'm trying to move around people at the same time. Bad look. And then there was a hard right turn. I forgot, I don't know how to do technical descents. Bad look. And then I'm trying to carry a camera with like a GoPro, so I'm trying to look and make sure that the camera's vaguely framed, which means I'm no longer looking at the ground. Bad look. So, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, horrible idea, don't do it. Let him go. You, not so much. The rest of you, let him go. Don't do it. No, don't do it. It's a bad idea. We keep trying to chase him, like the phantom, like Mario Kart 64 ghost of him on Strava segments. That's bad enough. Trying to chase the actual man, horrible idea.
I'll just say we did take down one of his Stravas. If you guys haven't seen the original Chasing Walmsley on our YouTube, sorry about the quick plug, but we did beat one of his. He hasn't taken it back yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. But I know he has a couple goals to do before then. Let's switch back to the Mocko show. Real quick, raise hands. Who's seen the Mocko show on YouTube? Quite a few. So, what?
12 people, awesome.
So, tell us a little bit about that, because this is pretty intriguing. It's kind of like a look inside your life as someone who like took this jump to pursue his passion, which I think is really awesome. You were working for 5 years for Square in the Bay Area, in San Francisco, and took this leap, kind of a leap of faith. Please don't leap off the stage right now, but you already took the leap. But in February, you quit your job, you're living off your savings, you're living in a basement in San Francisco, and you are pursuing your dream to become a professional runner. So tell us like what that's like, and how does the Mocko show play into this?
Yeah, so February 17th was my final day, so I think we just hit 3 months. So that's exciting. And I just started doing a monthly financial recap. And for the month of April, I brought in $159, so $1.59, which is several zeros less than I was making at Square.
How did you get that money? Like, what did you do to get this out?
You want to ask questions you don't know?
Okay, let's move on. May was much better then.
May was better. So, anyways, I've been experimenting with a lot of things. I think part of my time is being spent trying to get better at running. I think there's an opportunity to make some money there, but there's also this thing called longevity, and I realize that I'm not going to be at a elite level forever, and so I want to be able to diversify a little bit, and so I'm experimenting. I started a website, had fun, basically doing no coding to just like take the WordPress theme and put it on a thing. And the first thing I did to make money was add a little HTML to have Google AdSense.
So that's your $1.50.
So that's my $1.59. I can't actually cash out a check until I hit $100, so we're like 80 months away from that. So, but the funny thing there is I added this code, and I don't remember where I did it. And it's now at a point where basically every paragraph there's a banner ad, and somebody
might not visit Mocko show very long.
Somebody messaged me, was like, I will pay you $20 a month to get rid of the ads, and I was like, I would love your money. I don't know how to get rid of them. So the website is pretty much a loss because I don't know how to fix that. But I've been, the first step I wanted to take was to actually write a blog. I've like always been hesitant. Like, does anyone want to read a race report? That seems like it seems more important for me personally to write that down than for other people to hear about that. I thought writing about quitting my job and that decision mostly just because I was getting tired of people asking me. I was like, just read this. So that's how that started. And then during my first really big training week, I decided to record kind of like diary style of like what was going on that week. And I videotaped it, and there was actually some interesting moments. And since then, it's expanded a little bit, and I am so uncomfortable about filming myself for 5 minutes, just talking to a camera. I'm like, why would anyone watch that? I don't know why any of you would watch that. But I think what happens is you're watching Mountain Outpost, and then it just auto plays, and then it just goes right to the next thing. And so like you wake up and your computer's been all night, and you're like, oh, I just went through 18 episodes of the Mocko show, awesome. But since then, I've expanded to do I want to do some challenges. I filmed my first long-run karaoke episode on Friday up on the Auburn Trail, so I apologize if you were out running near Forest Hill. That was me singing in the woods for a bit. And I think I made it because I just got an email from YouTube on the way over here that said, we have flagged your activity for copyright issues, so.
Validation! What was the song? Or do they have to go to the Mocko show to find that out?
Well, I have to re-edit it.
So, oh, okay, so it'll get shut down.
I removed all of the audio copyright issues, and so now it sounds horrible. And then I got flagged again because I still kept the music video. It's Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
That was
And so now I'm not going to have any distractions. It's going to be me singing. It's awful. It's going to break your sleep.
I think my biggest takeaway from the Mocko show so far is the Costco pro tips.
Yes.
Give us your top Costco pro tip.
Now this was not planned, I promise. But because one of my main goals, I'm very happy that I've gone non-traditional routes with sponsors, and so one of my first big sponsors, in addition to Squirrel's Nut Butter, is soon, if you go to squirrelsnutbutter.com, we will soon have a discount code of ThighGap for discount.
It's also free at the training room tomorrow.
So I brought Costco pizza. My number one goal is to get a Costco sponsorship. So if anyone works at Costco, you have a beautiful Costco in Roseville. I loved it. New experience. This is why I'm doing all this running. Western States is not about getting a belt buckle or glory or all that stuff. It's about this Costco sponsorship. It's a dream. My mom worked there. That was the first thing she did after she retired from her normal job. So, if you have any connections, please let me know. Anyways, I'll be eating this.
That was a very heartfelt story, but I'm not sure outside food is allowed in this theater.
I thought if I ate it on stage, they couldn't pull me off, but I'm also talking a lot. I apologize. My mom
Robert, how
says,
much more time do we have? I want to do at least a couple questions from the audience, if we can. Anyone have a burning question or a non-burning question?
Preferably.
Right here.
Is your mom going to be a question?
They like Mocko Mom.
Yeah, I don't know which one. I just was home a couple weeks ago, and is that Rob? Hey. I was just home a couple weeks ago, and I ran 100K, and I enjoyed having them there so much that I was like, guys, I want you to come out to Western States. Come out a couple weeks in advance, mostly so they could pay for a cab in Tahoe. Immediately after that, I brought it up and I was like super excited. They never brought it up again, so I don't think they're coming. I don't think they're excited about it. And they actually didn't even watch my 100K. They were volunteering the whole time, so they're not the greatest fans, but they'll be watching online.
Any more questions out there? Let's get a couple more going. Just shout them out.
Or don't.
This is secret. This is top secret stuff, but only for this room. Maybe turn this off the record. They only had pepperoni available, so it was take and bake. So they only had pepperoni. I prefer half combo, half cheese. I think is the way to go. But I also, it ruined for me when Costco put up the nutritional information on their food court. There was like 7,000 calories in a pizza, and I was like, I've eaten half of one of those in a sitting, and I was like, oh god. So.
Isn't that a good thing for a runner? A lot of food. Recovery, right? Let's see. Any others out there?
When are you going to close the deal with the
I believe the question was when I was going to close the deal with Amelia Boone. That's not up to me, so I'll leave it at that.
There's a lot of talk about the app. Where is the Applebee's located?
Yeah, there's the Applebee's.
Is it in here? In town?
Okay. So last year I invited Amelia, in addition to all of the other females on our running group, the SWAP community, to meet me at Applebee's in Auburn at 9 p.m., which was ambitious to think that any of them would show up, but that also meant that I'd have to run like
16 hours.
16, yeah. So I was on the course, I still had like several hours left, and I was like, there's all these women are probably waiting for me. I feel so bad.
What do we got? Anything else? Right over here.
So, I know you left the job and you're not making any money or much. Maybe this is a personal question, but did you have a bunch of money saved up so you could do this?
The question is, how much money do you have saved up? And I think Amelia is interested in this question as well. I don't know that she's here right now. And I'll further that. And how much does the average Costco trip extend how long that you can go on this temporary escape from life?
Well, I bought a thing of spinach at Costco, and it was $3.67, and the other folks staying at the Airbnb bought the exact same spinach at the local grocery store, and that was $5. So I'm saving $1.33 every time I go to Costco. But the question, I don't know if you're familiar with Silicon Valley, but they have the Trace Commerce Club. I'm comfortably in the single commerce club, so that's the good news. But on the finance front, I'm kind of giving myself 6 months to do this, but more importantly, I put $10,000 into my savings account, and when that hits zero, that's kind of the end of this adventure. So if I continue to add money to that, when that $1.59 hits that with interest, I can keep this going along. So the goal is that can just keep on going, and I thought I was going to love this. I've liked it a lot more than I expected. I thought I'd be bored and have nothing to do, but the days go by pretty quickly, and there's plenty of hours on Outpost, so I've kept myself occupied. So I'm very motivated to figure out a way to make it work, and the thought of going back to an office job is like, oh, talking to other people again.
Anyone else out there with a question for us? Right over here. How has your training changed being fun employed?
Well, the good thing is, for the first time in my life, I wake up without an alarm. And the time of day hasn't changed that much, but it's amazing how much better you feel when you wake up naturally. And it's pseudo-natural, because usually my roommates / landlords live above, and they usually go biking in the morning, so they have their bike cleats on right above me, so I just hear this so that usually wakes me up, but it's a little bit less startling. So having a natural wake up, getting plenty of time for sleep is the #1 thing. I think during the work week, Monday I'd have a great run, Tuesday would be pretty good, And then starting my Thursday, Friday, it was hard to wake up, you were tired and sluggish. And so just being able to have consistent sleep is the first thing. And then also not having to worry about rushing back to get to your job. So if I'm feeling good on a day, I can add an hour to my run. If I'm not, I can head back early. I have the option to go back in the afternoon. And then there's just a massive amount of time, like the entire day, to recover. So I get home and I'm stretching in the backyard for probably an hour, playing catch with the dog, and then get recovery boots, put my feet up on the wall, take a nap, eat plenty of food, but like much healthier food, and probably a little less than I would at work, where it was like, hey, here's like a 6-course meal 3 times a day. We have 8 different types of meat at lunch, and I always eat every single one. So I think all of those things have helped. So it's a little scary to think about how much more running has happened, but because there's been so much time to do the little things that I never made time for, it's been a little bit easier.
Cool, we're gonna wrap things up, I think, with that question right there. If you guys have more questions, I guess we'll be hanging out after the show. Thanks to Robert for having us, and Craig, and the whole Western States.
And if Craig is here, I'm staying with a guy, Andrew Trapello. He's on the wait list. Just bump him up right now, okay? I'm not leaving the stage till he gets in. He's staying right there. Thanks, guys.